Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing with Dan Diker and Billy Doc Niles. Today's program is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists on La Crosse's north side. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Now here's Dan with this week's show.
Hi race fans, Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing here at KQEG TV along with Billy Doc Niles. I am a radio man, Dan Diker. Got in a little bit from taping this week, so I don't need a GoFundMe page because I've got like 9 TV shirts, and Al Ossie has our new ones ready, which we're going to debut next week. So I thought I would just come straight from work and look pretty proper.
Upstaging me, thanks, dude.
Man, Mother Nature.
She's
I want to say it so bad. Everybody knows what I'm about to say, but I'm not going to say it.
Everybody else has more colorful language than we do, but let's just say she's a female dog. Yeah.
So if you're sitting at home and you're watching this, just follow along. Mother Nature is, and then you right there fill in the blanks.
Insert
We've lost
colorful verbiage.
3 out of 4 races at La Crosse.
That is horrible.
Didn't really think it was going to rain Saturday, and after the qualifying we saw, which was simply outstanding, Brandy Humpfeld and Brad Worthen actually tied on their second lap, but Humpfeld gets the qualification that night because he timed it faster in his first lap. And Tony Lease going out, the last guy to qualify with a 19.6. And it even made me scramble to see what the track record was because last year Ty Majeski said with a 19.4.
I thought it was 19.3, but either way, it's still it was pretty amazing. Tony, got to scan the whole field. You knew he was going to be quick. We already had 6 or 7 cars underneath the 20-second mark.
10 total.
10 total. And, then Tony goes out there and blisters that second lap and takes qualifying away. So pretty impressive lap by him. We talked about this, you and I did, in the tower afterwards. And Tony's going to be a force to reckon with. He's got that old Jay Herbst car, and he's really got it dialed in right now.
First week, we actually raced 12 cars under the 20-second mark, which, you got 4 brand new tires. You're going to see that happen. But making it happen on week number 2 was kind of an oddity because we had 10 drivers that all went under that 20-second mark. Is this something that's maybe got to do more with who's got newer tires? Because this is week number 2. Not everybody was on all 4, and we still had 10 under 20.
It depends. A lot of the guys, some of the faster guys like to take a good tire from last year, save it all winter, and run 3 of their new tires with that tire. Then their other 3 tires the next week with that tire. Then they got 6 one-week tires, and they could start cycling in their new tire each week. So a lot of the guys, they got their tire program pretty much down pat. It wouldn't surprise me if a majority of them were on 3 brand new tires on Saturday night when they qualified.
Well, the Crosse Speedway will try once again to get another show in this weekend. We do have 2 20-lap late model features. That's not from any kind of a rain makeup. That was on the schedule.
That's part of the schedule this week.
Sportsman Thunder Stock Street Stocks, believe it or not, after a month and a half, will finally get their first race in. And the kids' rides will also happen first. 500 people get a collector's magnet. I saw what they look like, and they're pretty spiffy.
That's pretty cool stuff. We did talk to Chuck Deary. The possibility of making these up might happen in August if it does happen. They will eventually put Queen Bees back on the schedule when they can fit that in, but they're doing their best to try and make this up, folks. It's not just, it's not their fault it rained, but, they're doing their best to try and make everybody happy.
Recapping Memorial Weekend, a lot of racing going on besides at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Slinger ran last weekend. Super late model feature, his first win of the year, which was kind of odd to say for Dennis Prunty. Defeated both Steve Apel and Gary Lamont right there towards the end of that race. They had a really good one going on. I saw a lot of video of that. Late models, Jack Stern ended up winning that. Midwest Sportsman was Ryan Gutnick. You remember that name from Oktoberfest. Slinger Super Bees went to Tom Behrens, and Slinger Bees went to Paul Regals. The Salute the Troops 100 at Jefferson. Ty Majeski came in, had never won at Jefferson before, and I'm going to lead into this a little bit more this week on the radio show as well, because there were some memorable things that happened Monday at Golden Sands that I got to attend to. But we're going to talk about that as well. He scratches that one off his list of Wisconsin tracks he's never won at. Well, I tell you what, on Monday, not only won in a super late model, I'm going to show you some video right here. Jesse's going to go ahead and run this. That's Kelly Byers' truck that we saw at Wisconsin Dells during the icebreaker earlier this year. Kelly Byers said, hey, you want to run my truck for the feature right here? Great Midwest Truck Series. They had 14 of them. They were awfully fast. As you see the video right here, Ty Majeski was just on a rail.
I want to put that guy in a street stock and see what he does with that.
Well, there's some people that want to see what he can do in a modified and a modified on dirt.
The kid is just amazing. I mean, he hops in a vehicle he's never been in before, and to put that kind of a distance between a stout truck field, it's one of the best truck fields we've seen in a long time, and just put that much distance between him and the field, just an incredible ride. Now, Kelly Byers does a heck of a job setting vehicles up in this area.
A lot of KBR performance stickers out there now.
He's no slouch when it comes to that. You know, he could be the next Toby, I think. And, you know, to see Ty hop in that truck, amazing job.
And of course, right at the end of the video, those 4 trucks that spun out and collided with each other, they all got back on there, but one of them had to about 6, 7 different times. More sheet metal coming off, more duct tape. Sheet metal ripping off, duct tape. Really, really good race. So I want to commend Midwest Truck Series for bringing out that many trucks. And
nice job, Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, Steve, you did put on a great show, and congratulations to Ty. So Ty wins Jefferson, and then Ty wins at Golden Sands, another track he had never won at. There's one left in the state of Wisconsin on a weekly show, not talking about Toma, not talking Milwaukee Mile, and he has a chance to do it now once but twice this year. That's Slinger.
Yeah, he's got 2 shots. You got the Slinger Nationals coming up, and I forget what the other one is.
Midwest Tour is
running. Midwest Tour is running there. Okay, so yeah, he's got 2 chances, and the way he's running right now, wouldn't shock me if he swept the board. Also,
the vintage guys won at Golden Sands on Memorial Day. It was Daryl Pash, Bernie Fritz, and Roger Peterson. Results from Toma last weekend. They ran on Sunday. Hornet feature went to Rob Stainfield. Chris Tolliver took the Pro Hornet feature. V8 stocks went to Tom Farah. Nice burnout, by the way, when you won that race. Sportsman feature went to Mitch Leiden, and Thunder Modified went to our good old friend, Mr. Paul Brown. When we come back, of course, we did rain on La Crosse. I had a chance to go in the tower and bring some drivers up, part of what we're calling the Minnesota Invasion. How about we have a little chance to talk with Adam Oxborough, the Ox That Rocks, Nick Panitzke, and Devin Schmidt. That's coming up next on 7 Rivers Racing, brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too, just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
In downtown La Crosse, there's only one place where you can find award-winning barbecue. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. The people from La Crosse have spoken and voted us the best barbecue and the best caterer in La Crosse County. Try it yourself and you'll agree. We've got the highest quality ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked chicken, and ham. Barbecue like nowhere else. Got a meeting or special event? We could cater it. Ask about our business delivery service. Big Boar Barbecue on 3rd Street downtown and Highway 16 West Salem.
Yeah!
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online, and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
First off, we'd like to introduce a gentleman that started racing La Crosse a couple of times last year, that decided it was good enough fun. He was welcomed by the drivers and race fans, and that would be Adam Oxborough. Adam, how are you?
Good. How are you, Dan?
Well, I could do without Mother Nature raining on us. Again, this is an unlikely start to the racing season, but we've got some diehards out here.
Yeah, it's been miserable with the rain this year, but what do you do?
So talk to us about your decision last year. A lot of people are still getting used to your name. You had a good run here 2 weeks ago, and I had people texting me asking, who's Adam Oxborough?
We just decided, financially it actually made more sense to come down here than to run up by us. So, but we had a lot of fun down here the few times we've run, and decided to see if we could stick it out for a year, see what happens.
One of the things I noticed on social media is as soon as you ran lacrosse last year, went back to Minnesota, a lot of your race fans at your home track were kind of wondering what lacrosse was like, what the fans were like, what it was like to race with people you didn't know anything about, what the track itself was like, and you had nothing but positive.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up at Raceway Park in Shakopee. They closed that track down in 2013, and I've kind of been looking for a home track ever since then, and this is the closest thing to that. It just feels like a big family more than a bunch of guys who think they're going to make it to NASCAR someday,
Talk about your friendships. I mean, you've made many here at the Crosse Speedway, driver-wise, in your short term here.
Yeah, Jeff Thompson, Mike Carlson, those guys I spend a lot of time with. But really everybody in the pits has been great to deal with around here. There's not anybody that, is unwelcoming or doesn't want you around. It's a good atmosphere, so we have a lot of fun.
What kind of setups did you have to challenge going from Shakopee to the Crosse Speedway?
It's a totally different animal. Driving style, spring, shock setup, everything. It's a different place. So it's been a lot of fun kind of going through that learning curve and figuring it all out.
Did you ever figure years ago in your racing career that you would actually call the Crosse Speedway the 5/8 mile your home?
Not in a million years, no. I started out in just, what the Thunderstocks are here. I was 16, bought my first one. Dad and I put it together and just kind of turned into what we're doing now. I don't know. No way that I think we were going to do it for as long as we have and be as far from home and everything. So it's been quite the journey.
All righty, Adam Oxborough traveling, what is it, 2.5, 3 hours each way?
Yeah, give or take.
Wow, what a testament to his racing team, and I wanted to call the Crosse Speedway home. Adam Oxborough, hey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, next late model driver we're going to talk to, his name is well known when it comes to Oktoberfest racing, Midwest Tour racing, and it's some of the traveling series, and it's good to see him back here at the Crosse Speedway again. I knew when I saw Nick Panitzke on practice day here at the Crosse Speedway, there was going to be some extra speed brought to the Speedway, and so far, you brought it.
Well, it's been good so far, except for this last qualifying effort. Really wasn't too impressive, but we kind of know why, and hopefully get her fixed and go around the feature yet tonight.
And of course, you run Elko, and you guys have had some misfortunes as well, not opening up and had a rain out as well. And your tenure here at the Crosse Speedway was kind of a surprise to a lot of drivers this year.
Yeah, matter of fact, I don't run at Elko much anymore at all, just for the simple fact that they don't have super lates racing anymore, and I like racing on 10-inch tires, and I love racing at Crosse Speedway, so it just kind of worked out. And we'll kind of take it one race at a time, but hopefully we'll keep showing up.
Running Oktoberfest, obviously you're not a newcomer to the Crosse Speedway, and you've gotten some news and notes that you've used over the past years to help your setups to run this year.
Yeah, between Oktoberfest and Tundra, we ran a couple of those Tundra races, and like I said, I just love racing here at La Crosse. I love the fans. I mean, look, it's raining out, and everybody's still hanging out, wants to see some good racing. So, like I said, love the place and love driving here, so that's why I'm here.
You know, what's interesting is your wife Morgan and you come down, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the Panitzke racing team down here. It's interesting to be almost a one-man band running a late model show.
Yeah, between me and my wife Morgan and her father Brian, it's we kind of got what we need, and we have fun doing it, and yeah, we make it happen.
I was on Jacob Gady's Facebook this week as he was getting his boxcar ready for his kid, and I was watching some of the comments from his race fans in Minnesota saying, where are you going to do this? So, what racetracks do this? You guys don't run boxcar races in Minnesota.
No, we don't. Actually, this is a really cool deal. I also seen Jacob's car, and we built a car. Actually, father-in-law built a car for him, and we noticed Jacobs, and we figured we better make it a little bit lighter and faster and a little more aerodynamic, just so we can get an edge on him there. So no, that was fun. I appreciate La Crosse Speedway putting that on for us. It just gets the kids involved, and it just makes it fun for them.
I know the Rays fans are excited to see you as part of the Minnesota Invasion here. They've enjoyed to see what you've done so far, and we welcome you back to the La Crosse Speedway.
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the fans out here each and every week, and best fans in the world.
Next driver, part of the Minnesota Invasion, actually called La Crosse Speedway his home last year in a very impressive run in the Sportsman division, and made the decision to jump into a late model this year, and that would be Devin Schmidt. Devin, how are you?
Doing good, thanks.
Good to see you back again. Same thing I asked Adam. You all of a sudden came out of nowhere last year to run the La Crosse Speedway and the Sportsman. Had a fun time doing it. What led to the decision to run La Crosse?
Well, we've been here for Oktoberfest a couple times and really enjoyed it. And we had tried a couple other tracks and had fun, but this was the track we had the most fun at, so we figured we'd come try here full time.
And it was funny to watch how fast you clicked with a lot of our Sportsman drivers. This is their home track. You're an outsider coming in. They were sharing secrets and sharing setup values. And to a driver coming from the outside, that's got to mean a lot.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I mean, they welcomed me in right away. And actually, the first night we were out here, they were talking about not letting us come back because our car was so different. And I think Nick Clements and Brian Hesselberg and them, they all pushed for us to be able to stay. So it was really awesome.
So during the offseason, we were expecting to see you come back as one of the hot shoes in the Sportsman class. What led to the decision to jump into a late model?
Well, we had run the Sportsman class for, I think, 5 years before that and decided that it was about time to jump up and try something different.
It was interesting because you don't have a whole lot of experience on the 5/8 mile in a Sportsman to learn some of the tricks and trades of a late model, but it looks like you've jumped in pretty successful early in the season.
Yeah, it actually worked out a lot better than we thought it would. I mean, we knew it'd be a struggle, and still is a little bit. It's a learning curve, but the experience that we've had so far with the Sportsman really helped carry over, and I just like the track, and the track likes me.
Talk about sponsorship-wise when you're late model this year. Who you got on board?
We have the Lutheran Home Association, PSI Engineering, Dock and Door Tech, Aero, and I think there's one other, and Fury Filter and Pump.
All righty, Devin Schmidt, you make what, about a 2-hour trip?
Yeah, 2.5 one way.
Well, and it's worth it.
Oh, it definitely is.
All righty, one of our Minnesota Invasion late model drivers, Devin Schmidt. Devin, thanks for coming on board.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You know, the one guy I didn't get to add to that list of interviews right there that we've talked to before is Jacob Gady. Another guy, depending upon budget, like you heard Nick say, could be here for quite a while, La Crosse.
Yeah, it's the things are changing up in Elko, and I'm sure they mentioned that in their interviews. And I heard Nick mention that in his radio interview. Things are changing up there. They seem to like what's going on down here at La Crosse. You'll hear them both mention they like the 10-inch tires. So I think you're going to see quite a few more Minnesota guys.
Well, from the Minnesota Invasion, we're going to go to the older tandem at the La Crosse Speedway. Coming up next, we had a chance to talk with Curt Eckelberg and Don Thunder Turner. That's going to be part of segment 3 right here on Big Board presenting 7 Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue. Or you don't have to drive down to Des Moines to get great pulled pork too. If you want ribs, the best in town, pulled pork or chicken too, just come on down for the best food in town at Big Board Barbecue.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. Recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself. Taste our delicious, tender, fall-off-the-bone ribs, pulled pork, brisket, smoked ham, or chicken. And you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion. Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful.
Yeah!
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Save up to $1,000 on select American Standard home comfort systems. Call Carey Heating today or visit AmericanStandardAir.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Have you tried the Great Lunch Buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Don't get up, get online and get a large 2-topping pizza for just $7.99. It's the best pizza delivery deal at your La Crosse and Winona Pizza Hut. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
All right, next up, a name very familiar with the Crosse Speedway and very sentimental this year. Not very often in the tracks I've worked in the past do you have the same name or same family name that's been represented for as long as Curt Eckelberg's family has. Congratulations, number one, on behalf of all of us here at the La Crosse Speedway. 30 years at the Speedway.
I never thought it'd be this many years, but I've enjoyed every one of them, and I still enjoy coming here with the kids and Justin Mulliken now, too, on our team. When I started racing, my brother and I started out together, race every other week, and he gave up right away, and it's just been one thing after another, up divisions all along, and then settled in on 3 race cars for now.
When was it that you envisioned that Jonathan and Mandy would become stock car drivers? I mean, obviously, when you're raising children, you're not really looking ahead to say, okay, you're going to race a car and you're going to race a car. Was it mainly their decision to say, Dad, I want to do what you're doing?
Yeah, they both actually came to me and asked when they turned 16 if they could have a race car. And I said, well, of course you can. I mean, I did it, why can't you? So they both started when they got on their 16th birthday, or the Saturday following their 16th birthday, they started racing.
Did there ever come a time where you thought that maybe they would go a different direction? Obviously with college and careers and whatnot, once they got older, that they would kind of shy away from the racing?
Yeah, a little bit. I thought maybe once, like Jonathan especially graduated, he wasn't very close to home, that maybe he wouldn't hang in there, but he's hung in there the whole time, and he's at our house any weekend that they have free. I mean, his wife Amy's family's from the Green Bay, Appleton area, so they got to spend some time up there too. And when they go up there, they usually take the whole weekend, and we call them farmers that weekend because they're up there. When they're down here, they're race car drivers. So it's and then with Mandy, she's kind of stayed local, so it wasn't too bad. And I figured she would continue racing, but now the next step is when Jonathan and Amy start having kids. We'll see what happens.
Just get them checkered flag onesies and get them early. Do want to bring up the fact that a couple years ago, Mandy met the wall in a huge blaze and had kind of assessed whether this is what she wanted to do. But with the support of John Eckelberg and the racing family, this has been the best attitude-wise she's ever been.
Yeah, she's come 180 degrees from last season, even 360 from that day of the wreck. I'm glad that I was sitting in my car and couldn't really see it. What I could see in my mirror didn't look too bad, but I'm glad I wasn't standing right there like my wife and the crew were and said they knew she was going to be hurt.
So once again, got to feel good. 30 years. How long does Eckelberg Racing stay at the La Crosse Speedway?
Well, I would say probably another 30 years, but I don't know if it'll last that long.
Well, it's glad to see you guys back. We appreciate the Eckelbergs as much as you guys appreciate the La Crosse Speedway.
Yes, thank you, Dan, for the interview. And don't forget to go to Eckelberg Family Racing on Facebook. We're going to be giving away a $30 gift card once a month here to features across the street. And share a memory that you've had of us or racing in general, and we'll pick a winner each month.
As you're on your way out, a gentleman that I very rarely get to talk to that I could spend an hour with some of the stories I've heard about him. Never missed an Oktoberfest race, 44 years plus, came back full-time at La Crosse last year. That is Don Thunder Turner. Don, how are you, my friend?
Well, you woke me up, Dan. I had a nice nap going.
If I look at my Snapchat right now, I'm thinking a lot of drivers were joining you in their hollers taking a nap. 40-some-odd years, and you're still behind the wheel of a late model. What continues to bring Don Thunder Turner back?
Well, when I was a baby, and I think my mom dropped me a lot, and therefore I never was very wise.
Instead of seeing spots, you were seeing checkered flags. It's funny, when you came back last year, you and I talked for a radio bit as to, well, what do you think of these late model drivers? And the first thing you said was, damn, they're getting fast.
They are. Look at the time trials tonight. I turned my second fastest lap here, and I'm about 16th or 17th.
Some of the young drivers out here, I mean, we're getting 16, 17-year-old drivers. We've got the older generation, you and Steve Carlson, and you just continue to come back and have fun.
Well, the problem is Steve and I are heavier on that left side. Those guys are lighter.
It's kind of interesting. Is it 32 years you spent as a baseball coach?
Yes, I did.
Now, how did that, it never interfere with racing, though?
Yes, it did. I recall running across the field here, getting off the team bus with my baseball uniform on, jumping in and time traveling.
Talk about some of your fond memories here at the La Crosse Speedway. I mean, you've been here long enough. You've ran with the biggest names in auto racing.
Of course, Trickle, Darrell Waltrip, Mark Martin, to name a few, but Trickle was always the best to me. You know, he'd help you out and then still beat you.
And then offer you beer afterwards.
That was back when I drank beer, yes.
When a lot of people have asked me, you know, Don Turner just seems like he still has fun, and they don't even want to ask you, when do you know that the time of having fun is over with?
When you get afraid of pushing that pedal on the right.
And you're not afraid yet?
Not yet.
All righty, Don Thunder Turner, we'll let you go back with a haul over. Hey, we greatly appreciate you joining us, and good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you, Dan.
Well, good to talk to Curt Eckelberg again. A very proud 30 years Eckelberg Racing has been at that raceway. And a guy that's been there just a tad bit longer. Yes, there is one or two, and that would be Don Thunder Turner.
I always got the impression Curt just likes wrenching on the car more than he did driving it. And he seems to be pretty happy right now. He's got a talented driver behind the wheel of one of his cars, and he's got, you know, his son and his daughter running the other two cars, and they're doing quite well. So a great family tradition that they're going to keep on.
Well, I want to thank Adam Oxborough, Dick Panitzke, and Devin Schmidt for joining us in the program, as well as Don Thunder Turner and Curt Eckelberg. That's what this show is all about. Less us and more them.
Yeah, well, yes.
You can expect that the entire season. Hopefully, we can start showing you some video recaps from La Crosse Speedway with Mother Nature.
If you're watching Sunday night, hopefully in about 30 seconds, you're going to see this week's races.
That would be nice. Knights of Thunder had a nice throwback race with Todd Korish on last weekend's show. Hopefully, when this one is done Sunday night, we can show you the replay of Saturday night. For Billy Doc Niles, Jesse, our cameraman, Rick, our station manager, I'm Dan Dyker. I want to thank you for joining us. Until next week, support your local short tracks.
You've been watching the Big Boar Barbecue presentation of Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. Seven Rivers Racing is brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue on Highway 16 West Salem and downtown La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists on La Crosse's north side. By Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Pizza Hut. Join us next week at this same time for Doc and Dan and Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.